Alright guys, I got a confession to make. A lot of people online are like getting in arguments with people because, oh, Andor is not as good or it's not as bad as some people think, and there's been a lot of people getting into fights on the internet for it, and I just come out here to say, Andor sucks. Come with me. Hello? Just so we can prevent that from happening again, Andor is not the greatest. And yeah, I actually got 10 episodes in. I have 2 episodes left. And I decided I wasn't going to finish the show. And that was just a really weird decision by me because I almost always finish television shows. But this one I just can't, and I will explain why in this video, but before I do, please make sure to subscribe, the like button, hit the bell, comment below what is your opinions on Andor. I know a lot of people loved it because it's not like normal Star Wars now, where it's just cameos everywhere and just nonsensical scenes in the shows. But for me, I will explain why. I want to know what you thought of the show down below in the comment section below, and with that said, Andor is bad. Like I said, sorry, average Star Wars fan. Please do not shoot me again. That was crazy. Anyways, Andor is just not my show. Getting started with the positives here, a couple episodes were pretty good, because those were the episodes where stuff actually happens. Yeah, a lot of the show stuff don't actually happen. It's just a bunch of people talking about, I don't know, politics and how we're gonna shut down the Empire, like, over and over again, to where every time I watch one of these episodes I feel like I'm about to fall asleep. Dead serious. With the positives, first 2 episodes were kind of dull, but then the 3rd episode had promise, like, is this what the show's gonna be? It's gonna be good. Moving on, the 6th episode had a bunch of promise. The 6th episode was really good, actually. The 7th episode was really good, and on that point on, I was like, I am going to love this show. And then it stopped, and it just got boring and dull and over. I was just over the whole show, I think, and I'm just sorry to say that. I just don't really think this show is interesting. And tell me I'm weird all you want, and here comes a cat. Cat, are you gonna disrupt Michael Myers? Yes, you are. This is my cat. Her name is Daphne. Alright, back to Andor. And what I was saying is, like, the show's not gonna really hinder itself to me. I'm not necessarily the biggest Star Wars fan in general. And so if you got a lot of people coming out there and saying, the show is, the Star Wars is not good when it's just a bunch of cameos and action and everything, we want mature Star Wars, I'm basically the exact opposite like that. For what it was, Obi-Wan was alright. It's not a good show by any means. It's just, at least it was enjoyable. And shows like The Mandalorian, that's my type of show. I really like The Mandalorian. I've started the Book of Boba Fett. It's about as bad as everybody said it is. But that's even more entertaining than this, because this story is bland. The main point of the story here is it constantly just has people sitting around talking about, we hate the Empire. We want the Empire to die. Screw the Empire. And it's just that over and over again, to where even at, like, I believe it's episode 10, where stuff actually starts to happen in the big prison break, I'm just so over the show. And nothing can save it back from this. Because people might say it's mature. The way I see it is repetitive, dull, boring, uninteresting, to where it's basically a chore to sit down and watch each episode of this show. Because when it has stuff happening, like in episode 3 with that big shootout, episode 6 with the heist, episode 7 where we get actual interesting character development, all that is really, really good. It is actually really great how they can handle all that. But what do they do in the other episodes? They sit and they talk about how much they hate the Empire, and it's filler, and more stuff's going on, and filler, and filler, and filler, and oh my gosh, I'm gonna go to sleep again. it's just so dull and boring. It doesn't really work. The cast, for what it was, they did a pretty good job. I don't really know. I know, there he is. Cassian Andor, he is acted very greatly in the show. I really grown to like his character. Everyone else here is pretty good as well. Just like I said, the thing with the show is it's just not energetic. Not enough things happen. No character gets developed in this. It's just a boring and dull show, and when it starts to get good, the next episode just gets very dull and makes me want to fall asleep, and that sucks. And if I'm being honest with you guys, it felt like a chore to sit down and even watch this show. It felt something I was pressured to do just to make a YouTube video about it. I was like, there's so many shows I want to watch. And I'm like, no, I can't watch that yet because I gotta finish Andor. The Boys. I've actually made progress on The Boys because I quit watching Andor. Only Murders in the Building Season 2. I finally made progress on that. Book of Boba Fett, like I said, I'm starting to watch that because I quit on watching the show. I felt pressured to watch the show, and every single time I sat down, I was just bored out of my mind watching this show. I always resisted the urge to get on my phone. I always resisted the urge on everything because this is just a boring and dull and uninteresting show. Be it as you might, yeah, throw in cameos, throw in senseless, nonchalant things that make everybody mad that they constantly happen. Go ahead. For me, it doesn't matter if a couple episodes work. It doesn't matter if the action's cool. If you just have a bunch of people just sitting around talking the entire time with nothing really happening, the show is not worth it to watch. And for me, in the right brain, I don't have to score this one. I love that a lot of people love this show. It's just not for me. It's not my type of show. I love that it's your type of show. If it is, it's not mine. But for me, I'm gonna have to give it a D-, almost an F, because I was so excited for this show, and I walked away from it just so disappointed, and so glad that I don't even have to watch it anymore. Alright, that's why I hated Andor. It was just so boring, and overdrawn out, and bad. But I don't have to talk about Andor anymore until my ranking of all the live-action Disney Plus shows when Mandalorian Season 3 comes out. We are about a month and a half away from it. I am excited for this show. The trailer looked decent enough. So excited for that show. I'm so excited for you guys to see my review of that show and the ranking. But thank you guys for clicking on this video. I got this, and then depends on when I decide to upload. If I upload my animated video today or yesterday, or if I'm uploading it tomorrow. I want to know what you guys thought of Andor. And with that said, subscribe, join the Nerd Army. Peace out.